Example 1, determine the lengths of the unknown sides. If we look at the first part here, we notice that we have a side and we have one angle, and the angle has to be an angle that's other than 90 degrees. So we have enough information to solve for a side. So the first thing we're going to do is label the given side and the side that we're looking for. And this 35 centimeter side, because it's the longest side and across from 90, we know it's going to be the hypotenuse. The side that we're looking for is across or opposite of the 27-degree angle, so it's the opposite side. Now that we've labeled the sides, we determine which primary trig ratio to use, and it's going to be the sine ratio, because sine is the ratio of the opposite side and the hypotenuse, so we're going to write that down. And then the next thing is to sub in the values. Okay, so for the angle here, we're going to sub in 27. Our opposite side is the side we're looking for, so I'm just going to use x to indicate that's our variable unknown. And then for the hypotenuse, I'm going to sub in 35. And then the next step is to cross multiply to figure out what x is. Now, when you cross multiply, you should have a ratio or fraction on either side. So we can write sine 27 as sine 27 over 1 and then cross multiply like this. So that we get x on one side, because 1 times x is x, and on the other side of the equal sign, we'll get 35 times sine of 27. And then you just simply use your calculator, make sure your calculator is in degree mode. So we have 35 sine of 27, giving us an answer of 15.89 when rounded to 2 decimal places. Now make sure you include the units. If the hypotenuse was in centimeters, that means the side that we're asked to find will also be in centimeters. Okay. Here's another example. Okay, again, we have an angle other than 90 and a side. That's enough information for us to find the unknown length. And first step is to label the sides. So in relation to the 60-degree angle, the 7-meter side is going to be our opposite side because it's across from it or opposite from it. And then the side that we're looking for is going to be the adjacent side because it's next to it. Remember, the adjacent side here and your hypotenuse, which is the longest side across from the 90-degree angle, form the angle that you're using in your calculations. Next step is to select the primary trig ratio, and that ratio is going to be the tangent ratio, because it's the ratio of the opposite side and the adjacent. So tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Next step is just to sub in the values. So I'm going to sub in 60 for my angle. I'm going to sub in 7 for the opposite side. And for the adjacent side, I'm going to use the variable x because that's what we're looking for. Now we cross multiply. I'm going to make tan 60 as a fraction over 1. And I cross multiply like so. So I have x times tan 60 being equal to 7 because 1 times 7 is 7. Now if I want to get x by itself, I have to divide both sides by tan 60. Tan 60 will cancel on the left, leaving us with x. And then on the right, I'm just going to use the calculator. 7 divided by tan 60, giving me an answer of 4.04. And the units are meters because the opposite side was in meters. Now, when you do enough of these, you'll realize that whenever your unknown is in the denominator, you're always dividing here. Whenever your unknown is in the numerator, you're multiplying. Okay, so that's a little shortcut when you do enough of these questions.